Hello guys, this is Dama.82 and we're back here for part 67. My From the Depths Let's Play of Questionnaire in 2.4.9. And let's see here. Looks like we're sending a fleet south to try to take out that base, but fortunately I don't think they're going to get there because something else ends up taking out that base later on if I remember right. I think I came in with a bunch of fighter craft and well, just aircraft in general and took it out. Probably like a bunch of the Screaming Eagles and probably a Hammer High bomber. The Hammer High song is kind of the reason why I do that. Keep your hammer high every time I sign off on one of these videos because well the lyrics go hammer high. This is a freedom cry. So yeah, that when I got to see them play live when they were opening for Sabaton, that kind of stuck with me. So I think freedom is a very important thing to have. So by saying keeping your hammer high, it's saying, well, be free. And like I was talking about in the last episode, the Shiriyamas are starting to show the limitations of their capability here. As you can see, that one was pretty chewed up from its last battle. There seems to be this bug that just keeps happening where vehicles do not want to show how damaged they are outside of combat, and it's irritating as hell because then I'll have an instance like you just seen here where I'll be spawning in ships that are still fairly heavily damaged. I ended up having to pull that Shiriyama right off the bat because, well, it probably wasn't anywhere near in fighting condition, and the cramps from that extinction just beat the ever-living snot out of it. I'm wondering though how well I would do with having one of the heavy cruisers in this fleet. That's something seriously worth considering, I think. Then again, I don't quite think they have the anti-air capability to put up with all those damn nuke drones. Something to think about, though. I'd probably have to spam the deck of it like I did the battle cruiser, the battle cruiser with the simple laser quad mounts that I've got on there currently. Right now, it just seems like the submarines are trying to hunt down what's left of these. Yeah, there's one of those goddamn nuke drones right now. These things have driven me insane, I think. I think it's just the bad luck of the draw that I keep getting with all these godlies. I mean, I could probably, like, tone it down to another difficulty level, but I've already played through pretty much this whole damn... No, I have played through this whole damn campaign with that difficulty setting, so I'm gonna leave it. And it looks like we're going to try to intercept that one fleet that's going after All Guns Blazing. All Guns Blazing is a very, very fast ship, but yeah, the Great Talons, their stuff's faster, so yeah, they're not limited by traveling on the water or through the water, I guess. We're just gonna pummel the hell out of these guys from space, I guess, with our high altitude bombers and interceptors. This battle was kind of goofy because I made a huge mistake when I spawned in the All Guns Blazing, and it kept trying to beach itself on that island that it spawned next to. So I kept having to back it off, trying to turn it, back it off, trying to turn it. And I probably should have just shut its AI off and just let it sit there and plink away at everything with its crams. Or just despawn the whole damn thing entirely. Me and Matey have been talking about making a super dreadnought. So that should be something interesting to see coming down the pipe. He's thinking maybe like a Tennessee class or something like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna be trying to get this damn boat around the that patch of land there, but I just can't seem to get it around there before the battle's over, and I think at some point I just kind of say screw it. Because I didn't want you guys to watch me try to keep this thing from beaching itself through the whole battle, so. Yeah, for some reason it just like rolled like crazy right there. Yeah, I pull it. I remember doing something where I just kind of like fuck it and just did something about it. I couldn't remember what it was. I recorded this stuff like about a week ago, so it's I'm trying to remember what all I done since then. Though I'm thinking with the Great Talons here, if I just have like some hammer highs and maybe some Screaming Eel interceptors backed up with maybe one or two submarines, they'd probably be unstoppable versus the Great Talons. This battle here, we're wanting to wipe out that strength 200 tile, or I don't know if it's in this video, but it looks like I was staging some forces to take that tile out. Yeah. So for this battle, since we're going up like against a strength 200 tile, we're just throwing in everything, including the kitchen sink. Warriors Calls, Holy Divers, Battle Hymn, the Hammer Highs, Screaming Eagles, you name it. I think, well, the last video I mentioned that I made a new heavy bomber last night, and that's something that I still haven't decided the name on. But I just had a thought that maybe I need to check and see if it flies at a decent enough altitude to be able to maybe try to bomb some of these Great Talons craft. Though I kind of doubt it. I primarily set it up to attack surface targets. Well, it would be awfully nice to have some aircraft that would be able to deal with the Lightning Hood's shenanigans, because tachyons, Jesus Christ. Tachyons, they just kind of pop your aircraft with one shot from that huge laser, so I'm thinking I would need a fairly beefy craft to go against it. What, I'm not entirely sure. Definitely something to think about. Looks like we already killed something out there. Yeah, just an enemy aircraft. Those Sun Tzu laser cruisers just have not performed very well, but at the same rate, I probably could have done a lot more work with them. I have tweaked the settings on the lasers a bit just to try to make them more effective against aircraft. But it really needs a LAM system, I think. But there is just no room to be putting a LAM system in that thing anywhere, because most of it's the engine that powers the lasers. These little platforms with triple barrel crams, those things, I think they've had those around for quite some time. I can't remember what the hell they're called, but they're actually kind of cool looking. And that's an AI dead. And we just had a thunderclap spawn in. The lambs in this thing, from my testing, it's pretty insane. I wouldn't be surprised if half the craft was made up of laser bits just to run the damn thing. It's probably why it's using cram cannons. Because if you look at the cram cannons themselves, it looks like most of the cram parts are actually in the turret or in the turret caps themselves. So they probably don't extend down into the bowels of the ship at all. There goes the Warrior's calls, just gonna HE spam the ever living crap out of this. Now, it's kind of just getting to a point at the campaign where I really don't care about the cost of running all these missile craft, because I just got too many damn resources to worry about. Right about now, I could probably spawn in like 2 Swedish pagans and be damn near unstoppable. So it wouldn't be near as entertaining for you guys, though. Now, some things I've talked about with Matey is something I want to do is probably take one of my older ships like Corollas Rex, one of my super battleships, and see if I can't condense it down cost and volume wise to where it would be more suited for the campaign. I'm not really so much concerned about the cost, it's the volume, because I would only be able to spawn in that and nothing else. So yeah, there's that to worry about. Well, we took down that helicarrier without too much trouble, it looks like. Remember the first time I encountered that thing, it seemed like I was running around in there with a grenade launcher, just trying to blow that thing apart from the inside. It was crazy. You know, I don't understand how these things just do not like blow up the little aircraft there over on the screen. I'm surprised that thing just doesn't like explode when you look at it funny, because there's just so many exposed stuff that could detonate in the blink of an eye. It's crazy. And there goes the Warrior's Call. Up until I built the new bomber that I was mentioning earlier, Warrior's Call was probably my second fastest, and now it's probably like my third. The most fastest thing I have in the game right now is probably going to be one of the Screaming Eagle interceptors. That when you get out of the atmosphere, ion engines are just so insanely powerful when it comes to sheer speed. It just one of the things that I've noticed to avoid most fire, probably the best you could do is just try to stay above 100 meters a second. That seems to work, pretty good for the most part. Yeah, and that battle's finished. Then I spotted this Jaws melee torpedo that must have been sitting there for like ages, so I decided to take it over to that resource zone. So I figured I could spawn Rambot on top of it and build a resource pole there. Again, like I was saying earlier, I got tons and tons and tons of resources, so it's not a huge priority, but it's always nice to have a little extra. I mean, get it where you can while you can, as long as you can. Yeah, right now sitting over 2 million materials. For that kind of money, you could spawn in a single ship that could win you the game. I know, because I've done it. And it's another one of those damn things. Here we go. The PACs on that thing are, ugh. I don't like them. I'm not a huge fan of PAC because I don't like how short the range is on it. And as a result, I think it doesn't make it worthwhile enough for me. Oh, there's a hydrofoil. That's just going to get swamped with missiles. And I know I was talking about missiles a lot in the last video. That wasn't necessarily to say that I felt like they needed to be nerfed or anything like that. I was making a point. So please don't take that as a sign to say that I'm saying something should be nerfed. That was no. If anything, it annoys the hell out of me when people put words in my mouth. In retrospect, I should not have sent all guns blazing down there, but you guys will find out why later. It gets ambushed, kind of, sort of. There we go. That thing just like disintegrated before we ever got the camera on it. Crazy. Extinction's pretty tough. It just... Small missile swarm is better. And that extinction had a couple of its own nukes blow up in its face. It's always nice. It's just eating big missile after big missile. And you could see through the front armor now. Gotten into the LAM system. And now it's losing power and slowly making its way into the water. And another nuke just detonated. Yep, 2 damaged. If it were me, I probably would have made it look like a giant skull instead of like what they got here. Though I do have a flying skull with laser eyes. It ended up looking pretty wicked, actually. Maybe I'll submit it for like I don't know, maybe a Halloween thing. When Normal 69 saw it, the first thing that came to his mind, I think, was the Lost Souls from Doom. I think it needs horns, though. I think for the rest of this video, I probably just end up doing a bunch of maintenance, like trying to get fleets into position and repairs done and things like that. So there's probably not a whole lot left to comment on, if I'm to be honest. I know I made a 100 subscriber announcement video. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and hope we'll be seeing some participants here soon for the cheese off. If it doesn't go all that well, at first I might just push back the date on that. So, I mean, I had to do the same thing for Drag Queens when we did that. So, yeah, no big deal. The sad thing is, though, if anyone were to put in a submission for that, they would automatically be in first place for first, second, or third because as of right now there are no submissions. Matey has said he's got an idea for infinite resources, so I'll be interested to see what he comes up with on that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that event, though. I'm dying to see what kind of crazy ass stuff that people are gonna do. And the whole idea is mainly more about concept than actual design. I mean, sure, you can submit a cheesy design, that's perfectly fine, but basically just a cheesy tactic or a cheesy design doesn't matter, just so as long as it's, cheese. I can't really think of a much better way to describe it than that. I don't think I really need to expand upon the rules as I have stated them in the 100 subscriber video. I think it pretty much covers a lot of the basis. I mean, we don't want to have like any kind of crazy lag monsters or anything like that, of course, so yeah. Just so as long as it's something that can be repeatable on camera, I think I'd be completely cool with it. In hindsight, I wish I would have put the Dreadnought somewhere else because there is going to be you see that fleet over there, that's the Lightning Hoods that's coming in on the right hand side. That thing is going to be the death of the Dreadnought here in the next video. Yeah, that was a clusterfuck. There was just nothing I had in the area that would have been able to counter what was coming in, like, at all. There's some more of those goddamn tachyons. I think there might be a Hypatos in that fleet. I don't remember. It's been like I said earlier, it's been about a week since I recorded this. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. This has been Dama 82. Y'all have yourselves a hell of a day, and keep your hammer high. Later.